Financial wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Fronti.
Well, you're going to be glad you stayed tuned for the second half of the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show right here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. And we'd love you to join us at our custom-built studios. Of course, we did that because KH doesn't even know we're on the air.
Anymore.
For 6 years, we've been on the air, and they don't even know. So don't tell them. Every Saturday, we sneak on the air at 9 a.m., to share with you what you really need to know about real estate and finance. And we love doing that.
And so much more is actually such an appropriate term today.
Yeah.
It's not
Especially
only,
with our
it's not
guests
only
today,
real
yes.
estate. It could go anywhere.
Yeah, so join us by going to donandgino.com, DONANDGINO.com. Click on the live streaming button, and voila, you'll enter the studio, and you'll see our very beautiful guests. We have a good-looking group here. Nicole Stinson is here today. She's been with us on the air quite often, and a good friend of ours, yes. And she's with Estate Realty Group. And we have Mike Bjorkman and Julie Odell with HomeSmart, one of the fastest growing real estate companies out here. And I love that we have some veterans, some people that have opinions, that care about our market, live in this market like no one. You guys are part of our community. We're going to talk about some of the charity events. You guys are always involved in charity events. Isn't it amazing? I have to bring this up because we all do multiple charity events. Isn't it the same 12 of us?
Yes.
Swear. It's ridiculous. There's 2,500. I don't know how many real estate agents out here. You probably know. You're trying to hire
1,500.
1,500. And maybe
18?
Oh, that's interesting.
Is it 1,800? Okay, 1,800 of you out there, and there's literally 20 of us that show up at every single charity event.
It's called networking.
Oh, there you go. So let's talk about that. This is an important piece. If you're thinking about selling your home or finding your next home, if you aren't working with a real estate agent that is heavily networked in this community, you will fail. I'm sorry.
Are you trying to say that the best place to find a real estate agent is at a charity event?
Actually, yes.
Maybe. Actually, yes, I agree. I think so. Because don't you love, if you're living here, you either want to live here or have lived here, your kids live here, you love here, why not work with a real estate agent that's part of our community that loves it as well as you do and knows the area? You guys are two of the best at knowing almost every single house in this area. You guys were mentioning, before we even mentioned, that particular track house versus that one on that one and the size of that one versus that. You guys know the details of houses like no one, which will save you time and effort from running around trying to look at house, especially with all the BS information, that's on the that you pull up right now. If you pull up Zillow, Realtor.com, any of those sites, half those houses aren't even available. Half the houses got wrong information. Half of them aren't even on yet because it takes like 60 days. And you know they purchase, and you're going to be marketed to. Yay! Why do that? Why not work with pros that are going to help you get your job done? Find a home or sell a home. That's what you guys do, right?
So Don was looking on Zillow, poking around just for fun, and I was the proud recipient of 17 emails a day.
17?
I don't know.
That was by 9.
It was ridiculous.
And
then he couldn't even get off. I was like, "Can you get off this thing?" He's like, "I'm trying."
and half of it was stuff I never even signed up for. I'm like, why am I getting houses in Bakersfield? I don't care about Bakersfield. It's crazy. So. Yeah. Bottom line is we have some of the top real estate professionals going to eliminate all that mishmash of just too much information. Again, Nicole Stinson with Estate Realty Group, Mike Bjorkman, and we have his marketing genius here, Julie Odell here, who just is a machine. So
let's get Julie close to the mic here for a minute. We got to get her to chime in here. We got to get a little bit of insight. We talked about you marketing, and we talked about the market changing, the demographics changing, and I think no one does a better job to market to the new demographic of home buyers than you do. I mean, we're just constantly, I'm seeing it. The whole office really does. I mean, I see a lot of social media activity from your office, of course.
Actually, these three have some of the most I've seen, period.
Well, yeah, actually, I mean, I take a lot of cues from what Nicole's doing.
She does great, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you two are like, I like this teamwork here.
Yeah, a lot of love.
That's why Mike's in between the
here.
Pretty girls. He's like, I'm not stupid.
But really, I mean, if you're not doing that, and we were talking about it off the air, is that the dinosaurs, as Don called them, those that are not willing to adapt to today's market, they're no longer doing real estate transactions. And so if you are going to sell a home, you want to get the most exposure possible. And, you're not going to get that in Homes and Land, right? Does that even exist anymore? Does that book even exist anymore? So, look, nobody's putting any money into that. And so you're not going to do it in the newspaper, right? You're not going to. When's the last time somebody found a house in the newspaper?
What?
Exactly. And so, Julie, tell us, when you're posting, what are you thinking about?
When I'm posting, most of the stuff that we're doing is definitely properties and incentives, kind of getting everybody to the office, all the agents. But I don't know. You were talking about the dinosaurs and some of the agents that have not adjusted. And they just tell me, well, their friends aren't on Facebook anymore. But I don't think that's true.
Talk about some of the tools and technology that we're using right now.
Well, and actually, I mean, the biggest training that we have all the time is the social media training. So we do a webinar every Wednesday, and we're only talking about tools that can enhance your business and that you're actually going to make money from. And they're Facebook ads, they're dark ads.
And you can talk about the most important part is that first, week or two? You know,
onboarding. Yeah, we're doing a
2 weeks
of training for everybody. Just getting, they have to do the fundamentals, but it's a lot of mindset stuff, and it's just a lot of how to keep up in a market like this that doesn't have as much available, and how to network and how to do it through social media. Exactly.
Well, and you guys can talk about get both your opinions on how much of the market is not even seen on the sites that you can get on, especially I'll bag on again Zillow's and Realtor.com. They don't even have all the listings, but even if you're connected directly to the MLS, you don't see all the available properties. Am I right?
Yeah. So here's what the good buyers of Santa Clarita need to realize. When somebody calls me to put a home on the market, let's say I have an appointment tonight. I go see the house. We're talking 7 to 10 days to spruce it up, that I like to call. Usually there's carpet, paint, something involved. They just got to clean their house up. So there's really 7 to 10 days of what we call pre-marketing time. Pre-marketing time is the very most important thing for a home seller and home buyers, because this is the off-market time. Once it's in the MLS, for buyers who are experiencing bidding wars, super high offers in the first couple of weeks, if it's a normal price range, and we got to keep saying, average price range under 600,000. But reality is, like Nicole and I, we are part of network groups. We have mass email programs. We use a tremendous amount of social media, and we find buyers and put them together with sellers before the MLS. So Zillow takes 3 to 5 days. So does Realtor.com to actually connect and sync the data, if it's even correct in the first place.
And it's going to get worse because of the contracts that they're losing too.
Yeah, so the actual marketing time is a couple of weeks before the internet gets it. So I have people that say, well, why would I work with you instead of so-and-so? Well, or why would I not look at Zillow and Realtor.com? I say, you can, but about 40% of the homes we sell never touch the market. We sell homes before signs go up.
Did you hear that, everyone out there? I had to clarify because Mike's saying it off the cuff because he knows this stuff. But both of you guys nodded your head. Nicole did the same
I would
thing.
have guessed a little lower, so I learned something today too. I was going to say about 30%, so that's.
But even 30%, it was 30%, and we have a very tight market. That could be your home. I mean, you find out later, you're like, it's funny, you pull up and the signs are, you're yay, and you're like, whoo, this is my home. And I love the commercial I just saw recently. And they're like, oh, somebody's already moved in.
Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to dust off an old term here, and I'm going to repurpose it, right? Because it hasn't been used for a while. But you know what I'm going to call this? I'm going to call it shadow inventory.
Yeah, so you're right. That is called shadow inventory. It's not an REO term anymore, but it's real inventory. So almost 40% of all the homes we sell never hit the MLS. So let's think about that. 4 out of 10 homes. So the other homes that we sell are unique homes, custom homes, that kind of stuff. But your average house, there's a really good chance we'll sell it or find you one before the sign goes up. And that's really crucial. Now, and people might say, well, that's not that big of a deal. It's not even 50%. Okay, well, 1 out of 2, you're getting pretty close, right? Here's the reality. The people that are working with us, good agents that do network, we're finding them homes and saving them probably 3 to 5% because they're not in these 3 to 5% markups, bidding wars, and we can, we find homes.
I know a property right now I'm aware of, not on the market, 6% below market, available to me today.
Yeah.
Right. So they're out there. There's a lot of that out there. Right. And for X amount of reasons, the properties are not on the market because they want to stay for a little bit longer. They need a rent back. They need this, that, or the other thing. They don't have the urgency to sell. We talked a little bit about for sale by owners. Make me move, right? Hey, if you hit my price in this market, that's starting to happen. So for a lot of different reasons, but that's why it exists.
All right. So, unfortunately, we have to go to break. You guys can talk all day. I got to sit back and listen. Good stuff. You just tuned in to the Don and Gino Real Estate Finance Show. We're here with Nicole Stinson, Mike Bjorkman, and Julia Odell, some of the top real estate professionals in our town, sharing with you what you need to know if you want to be successful. We'll be right back.